Okay, gonna give this kit a review today. This is the AMT Stardust Digger Cuda is what it was listed as. I guess there's two different versions you can build: regular Digger or the Stardust. And I've removed the plastic already just to try to get this all done in one take, and I've opened all the bags in the inside as well. But now Elliot had reviewed this kit already. And so this is kind of a re-review. I'm going to try to get in a little tighter on some of the parts to show what's in there, and also with the big major problem that's wrong with it that a couple of people have mentioned already. And so let's get into it. Now right off the bat, now I took the body out of the bag that it was in so that I could put the pieces together to show what the issue is. Now, clearly the body doesn't mate with the bottom half of it. The bottom half doesn't mate with the top half very well at all. If you were to get the front lined up properly, or close to properly, then the back is surely not going to. It's funny, on this side, the seam seems to line up pretty nice most of the way back, and then on this side it misses right about there. And then once you get around to the back, it's chaos. It's just a nightmare. It's a mess. And now the problem being that it's a funny car, and the body has to sit by itself alone. A lot of times, if you have a warp on a body, you can just glue it down or force it or something like that, and then it will look better. But on a funny car, the body has to either be propped up or remove altogether. So that must be corrected, which you can do with the hot water and patience, which is what I will do. But I'm just showing right off the bat here, yeah, my kit has the same problem, and so it is an epidemic. When they were mass producing these, either I really doubt if the tool actually is warped like the die. So what they were doing is they were popping them off before they cooled, and they warped. And so they were going too fast, and nobody was checking. And so everybody that bought one of these probably has to fix the body warp, which changes it actually, because it's saying that it is it says it's a skill level 2. Which it would be. It's a pretty straightforward kit, but that makes it a skill 3 or 4. Anyway, so that's the body, but this is really pretty neat here. One piece frame. Now, I'd really like to see the way the mold looks on this, because that's impressive. Real neat trick. Looks pretty good. Not a whole lot of flash on that. Of course, you end up having to go all over every part anyway, so it hardly matters if it has flash. It's just sometimes they have a lot of flash, and it's a problem. But we'll go into the next thing here is the tires. Your standard 2-piece. I'm gonna dump these, I think. There we go. Yeah, this standard kind where the back piece goes in there. They're molded as well as those do. Kind of a little bit of a concave, convex, whatever it is, issue going there, so you just end up having to sand a lot. Something else you can do is kind of jam a whole bunch of something in there to get it to force its way out. I'm wondering if anybody's done a tutorial on what you can pack in there to get the tire to come back out flat. And then the front are the real skinny ones. And let's get on to the next tree. Is a chrome tree. This one is really nice. I don't know why I put them back in the bags. Okay, there's a good look at that. They did chrome it well. They chromed it really well. Definitely a Hemi. That big long piece there is your steering arm. Runs on the outside of the Dragster. And then you got your wheels there. There's your skinny ones up on the front, and then the back ones surely could not be left chrome. They're a little rough. I think they would look better in like a charcoal or a gunmetal. There's your supercharger. And this would be the cowl, I think, or cowl area. I'm not sure what I'm looking at there. I'm not sure if that part is supposed to be chromed. And then your other frame parts there. So the chrome is in great shape. So on to the next piece. We've got these 3 window options. You know, as you can imagine, the window fitting the side and the front, and then there'd be nothing in the back, of course, because you kind of have an engine in there with you. But I like the idea of having 3 of them. This one is showing up as blue on the camera, but to the eye it looks purple. So that's interesting. This one is red. This one is clear, of course. Oh, so clear you can't even see it. The clear one's over here. So I don't know what I would do there. It's interesting to have those options. But they're there. And then you have your bag of engine parts and so on. This is where I'll get some close-ups. Alright, there's the engine halves. And then there is the blower belt. Try to get as close as I can on here. And a big oil pan up there and the heads. And then the headers have a fair amount of flash on them. Definitely, but I mean, you always have a lot of work that you have to do on parts like that. And then I believe that's another part of the steering arm. There's the diff. I think this one is upside down. Oh yeah, differential and the gas pedal. Gas pedal has texture on it. And your seat, and that's the back of the whole thing. And I believe steering wheel and more part of the roll cage. And then there's your exhaust. They've got terrible sink mark on this side. Definitely going to be some work to get those to look like smooth pipes. This side too. But not the end of the world. Okay, trying to move along. Just going to go through the rest of this stuff fast. AMT sticker. The decals look really good. I pulled them out. Normally I keep them sealed, but I'm planning on building this one sooner than later, so get a good look at those. Really good looking kits. Boy, you have to do the Stardust one, wouldn't you? And Andy, if you're watching, I can scan these. I think you might want these. I don't know. But in my opinion, great looking decals or decals. Okay, so and in here you got a fake box. I haven't ever put one of those together. Me personally, I just don't want to. And then your instructions. There's not a whole lot to this kit. It goes together fast, or it would go together fast, other than the body warp. So, you know, a little more challenging. Certainly a lot more challenging. When I fix this body warp, because it has to be fixed, you can't build it like that, I will try to film that as well, showing how to do that. Otherwise, that'll just about do it for this one. Pretty good kit. Be a lot better if the body wasn't warped, but I hope y'all get something out of us, and we'll talk to y'all later.